The mind is the seed of creativity, but the heart is the soul. That seed cannot grow without an open heart. With these words, welcome you all to ABS Creations by your educationalist Chandrakala. In this earth, in this soil, in this pure field, let's not plant any seed other than seeds of compassion and love. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow, an educational channel with moral values. So start planting trees occasionally and then habituate yourself to plant trees to make better future environment. The soil is the great connector of lives, the source and destination of all. If you have not subscribed this channel, subscribe it by pressing the bell icon to receive the notification. Thank you. In this session, we will learn about the different types of soils, how it is formed, who has classified the soil, what is the nature of the soil, texture of the soil, mineral composition, areas where the soil is found, and what type of crops can be cultivated in these soils. So ICAR, that is the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research is the apex body for coordinating, guiding and managing research and education in agriculture in the entire country under the aegis of DARE, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So ICAR, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, has classified the soils of India into 8 major types based on origin, color, composition, texture and location. So what are the different 8 types of soils? They are the alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, arid soil, forest soil, peaty and organic soil and saline and alkaline soil. Now we'll see the first major type of soil, alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is the largest and the most important soil found in India. So this alluvial soil is formed by the deposits of silt brought down by the rivers as well as sea waves along the coast. So alluvial soil is formed by the deposits of silt brought down by the rivers like River Ganga, River Indus, River Brahmaputra. So these 3 are the major Himalayan rivers which bring their silt and deposit in the low-lying areas. Whereas in southern part of India, the west-flowing rivers like River Narmada and River Tapti, they deposit the silt along the west coastal region in Gujarat. Whereas the east-flowing peninsular rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, these rivers, they deposit their silt in the deltaic regions along the east coastal plain. As India is a peninsular country which is bounded by 3 sides by water and 1 side by land, the Arabian Sea on the west, Bay of Bengal on the east and the Indian Ocean in the south. The waves of these oceans and sea, they deposit the silt along the coastal region. So, alluvial soil is formed by the deposits brought down by the rivers as well as sea waves along the coast. The alluvial soil, as it is the most important soil, it contributes its largest share to the country's agricultural production. These soils occupy an area of 8 lakh square kilometer. It may be said that they occupy over 24% of the total land surface. The area occupied by alluvial soil in India is about 8 lakh square kilometer, which accounts for 24% of the total land area of India. The proportion of alluvial soil is not same. It consists of sand, silt and clay. And the texture of the soil also is not the same everywhere. When we move inland towards the river valleys, we can see the soil particles appear somewhat bigger in size. But when we move to the higher reaches or the upper reaches of the valleys, the soil appears coarse in nature. The soil appears coarse in nature. Such soils are more common in Piedmont plains such as Duos, Coast and Terai. Now we'll see how the alluvial soil is classified according to the age of formation. According to the age of formation, alluvial soil is classified into two types. One is Kadar and one is Bangar. Kadar is a newer alluvium, whereas Bangar is an older alluvium. As the Kadar is latest formed soil, it is very fertile and is useful for cultivation, whereas Bangar is the oldest formed soil, so less fertile than Kadar. But Bangar has high concentration of concur nodules. What is concur nodules? Calcium carbonate which occurs as nodules or pebbles in the Indo-Gangetic plain. But Kadar has less concentration of concur nodules. When we see the texture of Kadar soil, it is fine particles which says the soil is sandy in texture, so it appears light in color. Whereas Bangar, it is coarse particles, clayey in composition and so dark in color. Kadar soil is found in the floodplains as well as in the deltaic areas. Whereas Bangar, it is found in the higher reaches of the valley, about 30 meters above the flood level. So according to the age of formation of soil, alluvial soils are classified into two. They are the Kadar and Bangar, which we can refer them as newer alluvium and older alluvium. Now we will see in which areas the alluvial soil is found, what are the crops can be cultivated according to the mineral composition. As we know that alluvial soils are formed by the deposits of the rivers, we can find out the areas of alluvial soil seen in Indo-Gangetic plains where river Ganga, Brahmaputra and the Indus flow. So Indo-Gangetic plains occupy the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Assam. Whereas along the east coastal plain, the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri formed by the east flowing rivers. Apart from the Indo-Gangetic plains and the east coastal plain, we can see a narrow stretch in the regions of Rajasthan and in Gujarat. So these are the areas where alluvial soils are formed. But the mineral composition of alluvial soil is, it is rich in potash, phosphoric acid and lime, but deficient in nitrogenous and organic content. So because of rich phosphoric acid, lime and potash content, the major crops cultivated in this soil is paddy, wheat, sugarcane, cereals and pulses. What are the major crops cultivated in this soil? They are the wheat, sugarcane, paddy and pulses. The next type of soil, the second most important types of soil is black soil. This black soil is the most typical soil of the Deccan Trap region. It is formed or developed over Deccan lava, gneisses and granites under semi-arid conditions. In simple words, it is formed by the eruption of lava, cooling and solidification of lava on the surface of the earth. So the soil is fertile. This soil covers an area of 5 lakh square kilometer, which accounts for about 18.5% of the total cultivated area of India. In some areas, these soils can also be called as Riga soil. What is the nature or the texture of the soil? It is clayey material. It is extremely clayey material. So it has a certain capacity to hold moisture or retain moisture for a longer period of time. So as it is clayey material and as it is having the capacity to hold moisture for a longer period of time, this soil appears in different conditions in different seasons. It appears or develops into cracks during the hot weather season, which helps in the proper aeration of the soil. Whereas during the wet period, it appears sticky in nature. So during the hot weather season, this soil develops crack, and during the wet season, it appears sticky. So this soil is difficult to work unless it is tilled immediately during the first shower of the monsoon or during the pre-monsoon period. So this soil can also be called as regal soil. Where can we find the black soil? These soils are found in the plateau regions of Saurashtra, Maharashtra, Malwa Plateau, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Godavari and Krishna valleys, and even in Tamil Nadu. This soil is rich in soil nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime, but deficient in phosphoric acid, nitrogen and organic matter. Because of soil nutrients, rich soil nutrients like calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime, this soil is suitable for the cultivation of cotton. As cotton is cultivated in this soil, black soil is also called as black cotton soil. Apart from cotton, other crops like jowar, sugarcane and wheat are cultivated. The next type of soil is red and yellow soil. This red and yellow soil is formed or developed from the crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks in the areas of low rainfall. These soils cover an area of 11% of the cultivated area and have developed under ancient, crystalline and metamorphic rocks of the peninsular plateau under conditions of high temperature and moderate to poor rainfall with much leaching. The nature of the soil are porous, friable and non-retentive of moisture. As they are non-retentive of moisture, these soils are mostly cultivated during the rainy season. Though the soil is red in color due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks, they may actually look brown, grey or blackish in color. The texture of the soil is sandy to loamy texture with gravel sands on the upper slopes, sandy and deeper loamy soils on the lower slopes, or sometimes at the bottom, valley bottom, it appears clayey. In the upper slopes, it appears loamy, sandy to loamy texture. In the lower slopes, deeper loamy. At the valley bottoms, it appears sometimes clayey in texture. These soils are also friable, and this helps the soil to be easily tilled. These soils are not very fertile, so crops can be cultivated only with a lot of irrigation and manure. The red soil looks yellow in color in its hydrated form. In which areas you can see the red soil? You can see in the regions of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga Valley, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga Valley, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. This soil is rich in iron content but deficient in nitrogen, humus, phosphoric acid, potash and lime. It is rich in iron, deficient in nitrogen, humus, phosphoric acid, potash and lime. In this type of soil, all types of crops can be cultivated. But the most favorable type of crop which is cultivated in this soil is vegetables, rice, ragi, tobacco. The most favorable crops which are cultivated in this red and yellow soil is rice, ragi, tobacco and vegetables. Even all types of crops are cultivated. The next type of soil is laterite soil. This laterite soil, they are the typical soil of the tropical region which receive heavy rainfall. These soils are formed due to the weathering of laterite rocks under conditions of heavy rainfall and high temperature with alternating wet and dry periods. These soils have developed because of leaching. The laterite soil has derived its word laterite from the Latin word later, that is brick. This type of soil occupies an area of about 1.26 lakh kilometers, which is about 9% of the total cultivated area of India. Along the river valleys, it is acidic in nature, so it is unsuitable for cultivation. As the soil is acidic in nature, less fertile, cannot retain moisture, cultivation is only possible with adequate doses of manures and fertilizers. Where can we see this type of soil, laterite soil? It is not seen much, but it is seen in the areas of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. Red laterite soils in the region of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. Where can we see the laterite soils? It can be seen in the areas of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. Red laterite soils are found in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala and few areas in Rajasthan. Now, what are the crops which is cultivated in this laterite soil? They are tea, rubber, sugarcane, ragi. Why tea, rubber, sugarcane, ragi is cultivated? Because of the mineral composition rich in aluminium and iron oxides. Rich in aluminium and iron oxides. Whereas it is deficient in nitrogen, phosphoric acid, potash and lime. The next type of soil is arid and desert soils. They are formed under arid and the semi-arid conditions. These types of soils are confined to the northwestern parts of country where we can see very less rainfall. The area occupied by this type of soil is about 1,45,000 square kilometer. The area occupied is 1,45,000 square kilometer. The texture of the soil is coarse sand. As the texture of the soil is coarse sand, the color of the soil may vary from red to brown in color. These soils are generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. The soil is also porous, friable, and the process of leaching is absent due to arid condition. In some areas, the land is rocky and is covered with gravel. Due to dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster and the soil lacks humus and moisture. Where can we find these arid soils? Obviously, it is in the lesser rainfall regions that too in the western part of the Aravalli range, that is in Thar Desert, and we can see in the southern parts of Punjab and Haryana. Apart from that, we can see this type of soil in Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. What is the mineral composition of this soil? This soil is rich in phosphate and it is having high soluble salt content but deficient in nitrogen. So, rich in phosphate, high soluble salt content but deficient in nitrogen. But what crops can be cultivated with help of irrigation facilities? Crops can be cultivated are maize, which doesn't require much water, watermelon, cotton, and even cereals can be cultivated. So what are the crops cultivated in arid soil? They are the maize, watermelon, cotton, and cereals. The next type of soil is the forest soil. So this forest soil is formed depending on the local rocks present and the climatic conditions. The soil texture and the soil may vary according to the altitude. The texture of the soil is not same everywhere. The soil texture varies according to the mountain environment where they have been formed. They appear loamy and silty in the valley sides, whereas they are snow-covered in the upper slopes. These types of soils, they experience denudation and are acidic with low humus content. The humus content may vary according to the altitude. For example, below a height of 1800 meter, the soils are rich in humus and acidic. But above the height of 1800 meter and below 2100 above sea level, the soil is highly leached and acidic in reaction. This soil is found in the northern part of India, in the northern mountains, which occupies the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. So where can we see this forest soil? Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. This soil, as I already told you, it is rich in acidic and low humus content. The humus content may vary according to the altitude. Crops cultivated mainly tea, apple, pine, cabbage. These are the types of crops which is cultivated in the forest soil. So what are the different types of soils we have learned here? Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, arid and desert soil, forest soil. So when we speak about the peaty soil, in the regions where there is a dense vegetation, we can find peaty and forest soil. So peaty soil is rich in humus as the organic matter that accumulates in the forest decomposes to provide the same. So we can find in the areas of mountainous areas, Uttaranchal, Jharkhand, and even in the Bihar and in the evergreen forest of Western Ghats. I hope so you have understood this concept. In the next video, we will see about the soil conservation, soil erosion and the soil conservation. If you like this video, you can share it and you can comment it. Thank you.